People love the idea of one prompt that does it all. One magic sentence you paste into ChatGPT, and suddenly you've got a perfect plan, perfect writing, perfect strategy, perfect everything. It's a comforting fantasy because it turns messy work into a single button. But here's the problem: the one prompt approach fails for the exact same reason crash diets fail. It assumes your situation never changes. It assumes context doesn't matter. It assumes you can skip the thinking and still get a great outcome. So in this video, I'm going to kill the myth in a useful way, not by telling you one prompts don't work. They can work, but only for one thing: starting momentum. The real win is not one prompt. The real win is one simple system you reuse every time, where AI asks the right questions, locks the right constraints, and then produces results that actually fit your situation. If you've been hunting for the ultimate prompt, I'm not judging you. I did it too. You see people posting giant prompts like they're secret recipes. Paste this and it will run your life. Paste this and it will make you rich. And then you try it and the output is fine. It's polished, it's generic, it's kind of helpful, but it doesn't feel like it understands you. Then you start tweaking it and you realize you're doing more work than if you had just talked to AI normally. Here's the truth: the best prompts are not long, they're precise. And precision comes from two things: context and constraints. The one prompt myth fails because it tries to be universal, but universal prompts are vague by definition, which means the output will be vague too. So instead of one prompt, you need one workflow: a prompt stack that is short, repeatable, and doesn't rely on magic. The stack I use is 3 steps: define the goal, define the constraints, then let AI generate options, and you pick the path. That's the whole thing. And it works for writing, planning, research, content, business, anything, because it mirrors how humans actually solve problems. We don't solve problems with one sentence. We solve them by clarifying what we want, acknowledging reality, then making choices. Let's break it down. Step one is the goal, but not a vague goal. Not help me write a script, not help me plan my week. Say you want a goal with an outcome and a metric. I need a YouTube script that holds attention for 7 to 10 minutes, practical tone, one clear path, and a strong hook. I need a weekly plan that protects 3 hours of deep work per day and includes 2 evenings off. I need 3 thumbnail variations that keep the same avatar and match my brand rules. When you define the goal like that, I stops guessing what good means. Step two is constraints. This is where people get lazy, and it's why their outputs come out mid. Constraints are not annoying, they're the cheat code. Constraints are your time, your tools, your format, your audience, your limits, your preferences, and your non negotiables. The more honest your constraints are, the more useful the output becomes. For example, if you say, write me a script, I will write a script. But if you say, write me a script in normal paragraphs, no list cadence, 1,500 to 1,800 words, and whenever you use AI, write it as AI with a space. The output becomes immediately more usable. Constraints turn AI from a guesser into a builder. Step three is options. This is the part most people skip because they want the final answer right away. But if you want AI to feel like a tool and not a slot machine, you need it to generate a small set of options and you choose, because choice is where your taste shows up. So for the one prompt myth, here's the replacement: a 3 message stack you can reuse forever. It's simple enough to memorize, and it adapts to anything. Message one: here's the outcome I want. Message two: here are my constraints. Message three: give me 3 options and recommend one. That's it. Now, does that mean a single prompt is useless? Not exactly. The best use of a single prompt is to start the stack, to trigger AI to ask you the right questions. Think of it like an intake form. The one prompt isn't a magic answer generator, it's a good question generator. So if you want a single prompt that actually works, make it this: a prompt that forces clarification. Here's what I mean. Instead of write me a business plan, you say, before you write anything, ask me the minimum questions needed to produce a high quality business plan. Keep it to 7 questions max, then wait. That prompt is powerful because it creates a loop. It prevents AI from sprinting into generic territory. It forces the system to fill in the missing context first. And once you get that, you can stop collecting prompts like Pokemon cards. The reason people love one prompts is because they're trying to avoid decisions. They want certainty, they want a guaranteed output. But anytime you want something genuinely good, you have to make a couple decisions. A, I can reduce the effort, but it can't remove choice entirely. If it does, the output turns generic because it's designed for everyone. So here's a practical example. Let's say you want AI to write a script. The one prompt myth says, paste this mega prompt and you'll get a perfect script. The system approach says, tell AI what the script must do, what it must avoid, what format it must follow, and then ask for one recommended structure. Then you review, you choose, you tweak. Now, AI writes with direction. This is why one prompts feel amazing on social media, but disappointing in real life. Social media rewards the illusion of simplicity. Real work rewards clarity. Another reason one prompts fail is that they don't handle feedback well. In real projects, you don't nail it on the first draft. You iterate. A one prompt approach treats iteration as a failure. A system approach expects iteration and makes it fast. So the workflow isn't prompt once. The workflow is prompt, evaluate, adjust constraints, regenerate. The faster you can loop, the better the results. This is also why your best prompts get shorter over time. At first, you write long prompts because you're trying to control everything at once. But once you know the system, you don't need long, you need targeted. Now, I want to make this even more practical. If you only remember one thing from this video, remember this. AI outputs are a reflection of what you asked for, not what you wanted. The gap between those two is where disappointment lives. So when you're unhappy with an output, don't throw out the tool, fix the request. Usually it's missing one of three things: a clearer goal, stronger constraints, or a decision point. Goal, what does success look like? Constraints, what must be true? Decision, what are my options and which should I choose? If you cover those, your results jump. Let's talk about the ultimate prompt. People often share. They're usually trying to do multiple jobs at once. They want AI to be the strategist, the writer, the editor, the project manager, and the QA reviewer all in one pass. That's like asking a chef to design a menu, shop for ingredients, cook the meal, plate it, and clean the kitchen in 30 seconds. Something will be sloppy. Instead, assign roles and steps. First, strategist, define the plan, then writer, draft, then editor, tighten, then Q, A. Check against constraints. It's still fast, but now it's structured. And yes, this can still be one clear path. The trick is you only choose one option at each step. You're not creating decision fatigue. You're making one decision at a time with better information. So here's the punchline. The myth isn't that one prompt can never work. The myth is that one prompt can replace a system. It can't. Not if you want consistent quality. If you want consistent quality, you need consistent inputs, and that means having a repeatable way to communicate what you want to AI. So going forward, stop hunting for the perfect prompt. Build a simple stack, one that starts with clarity, respects constraints, and gives you a small set of options with a recommendation. That's how you get outputs that feel custom instead of generic. And if you really want a one prompt to keep on your clipboard, make it the one that forces AI to ask you questions first, because the best prompt is the one that stops you from skipping the thinking. That's the toolbox move. When you use AI like this, it stops being a novelty. It becomes a reliable system you can run anytime you need momentum, structure, or a clean next step.